Welcome to Tabletop Battle! Again, that's Martin. I'm
hey guys.
Dannon. This is how to play Wild West Exodus.
Yeah.
He hasn't tried it yet. He's read the rules, so he sort of knows them. So he's going to be learning as well. I'm going to get him to play this if it's the last thing I do. Probably, hopefully not the last thing I do. We're just going to take you through the base anatomy of a card, basic gameplay. Why are you staring at me?
Because you're the one talking. It's polite to look at the guys who are talking.
All right. Basic card anatomy, gameplay, and the basic stuff you need to play. And then we'll just show you the basic stuff.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm going to play a game in Svein. Hopefully beat his butt. And prior to this, hopefully you watched the unboxing of the gunfight at Red Oak.
Yeah.
Alright. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You ready to get it?
I'm ready to learn about these gubbins.
Let's learn about the rules and gubbins. Okay, rookie.
Hey guys, it's me. It's Martin.
Explain us the rules.
I'm going to tell you guys about the card anatomy and what sort of stuff you can find information about on your cards. But first, we're going to show you a painted unit, or what it's
posse.
A posse.
It's called a posse in this game. For those of you who's played other skirmish games, it might be warband, like in
warband or army. So that's like an assortment of units that you can bring to the game.
Yep. And each unit has their own individual cards. We put up the Canine Attack Dog and White Herb card here, just to go through the anatomy of the stuff.
Yeah. So, as you can see, you have the name of the unit up top left corner, as it's called, and underneath it you have the unit's traits.
Yeah.
These are the sort of things that give your unit special rules, or that allows it to do special stuff and take special equipment.
Yeah. For instance, there are stuff that affects humans, like you can see White Herb is humans, but it won't affect mechanical or stuff like the attack dog because it's mechanical.
Yeah. In the top right corner you have the faction which it is affiliated to.
Yep.
You have like a bunch of factions in this game. I think you have 10 of them.
8.
8.
Okay. If I'm remembering correctly.
So there's 8 different factions, but some of them you can mix together.
Yeah. Like the starter box from Gunfighter Red Oak, you have lawmen and outlaws.
Yeah.
And you can, if you take out 2 of the models, the character models, you can pretty much use all the other stuff in the other faction in the box. Yeah. So you get basically 1,000 points.
I'm just going to sneak in another card here that you can see has 2 icons in the top corner.
Yep.
And this one is something you can use with different factions. Yeah.
Good.
So back to the thingy.
Fortune.
Yeah, fortune is what makes special characters special, basically. The unique characters tend to have a lot of fortune, and this is a point value you can use to do some special abilities and to act out some special rules.
Yeah.
And you can even distribute them out to the rest of your posse if your character is able to do that.
Yeah, which is a special rule on its own, which we'll get to hopefully in a battle report later on.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff you can do is like re-roll a dice by spending a fortune.
Yeah.
Or you can...
You can take an additional hit, you can take one for the team.
Yeah, there's
there's
at least 6 basic rules,
yeah.
special rules that lets you use fortune either for yourself or for a member of your posse if your character allows you to do so.
Yeah. And next to the fortune value, we have a point cost. And this is, of course, as you know from other miniature games, how many points you need to spend to bring this character into your posse.
Yeah. And
that includes the basic gear, doesn't it?
That includes the basic gear. For the starter box, you're looking at about 700 points for the lawmen and 620 for the outlaws. So not completely balanced, but it's good enough if you upgrade a weapon.
Yeah.
Normal game size is 1,000 to 1,500, and that is played on a 4x4 table. Everything under 1,000 points is played on a 3x3, so it doesn't require much space.
Yeah, so you can do it on the kitchen table at home if you want to.
True story.
Right, and underneath the unique thingy, underneath the point thing is the unique symbol. which indicate that Wyatt Earp is a unique character and you can only have one of this unit in your posse.
Yep.
I'm going to sneak in another card that does not have the unique.
Yep.
As you can see, so you can have several of the Bandit Outriders.
And he does not have Fortune either.
Nope.
Adding a little bit to the unique traits, you have some models and units have been phased out to simplify and get new stuff in. For instance, my faction, which will be Union, I have the chance to take a legendary Abraham Lincoln, but I can also take Abraham Lincoln. But the unique says that I can only have one of them because they're named the same.
Yeah.
So there's that. Now for the 6-shooter.
Yeah, the 6-shooter is the attributes. And all the models in Wild West Exodus has the same amount of attributes, but not the same amount of...
Not the same value.
Not the same value in the attributes. So these attributes, you're going to see them on every character or every unit in your posse.
Yep.
And do we do them now or skip?
Now we can do that later.
All right.
Actually, no, do it now.
We'll do it now.
Do it now.
All right. We're starting at the top in the middle. That's your quickness attribute. That indicates how long you can move in a distance of inches with a single move action. Because you have several actions during your turn, and we're gonna get back to the actions. And when you roll some checks, we're gonna get back to rolling checks as well. You're rolling towards your
quickness attribute. Actually, you can use several attributes, but like for climbing and jumping, you will use your quickness.
Using quickness.
Yeah.
And then we have the M. That's for mind. That attribute is your strength of will, determination, and self-control. That determines the magnitude of influence or powers you can master or resist. It's sort of like...
it's a leadership.
It's a leadership or a will save from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. For those of you who are familiar with miniature gaming, you will know this is in pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Some sort of morale check thing.
Yeah. The A is for aim. And of course you use that to hit with ranged weapons and throwing weapons.
Yep.
And that's basically it.
Yep.
The G is for grit. And that's sort of your constitution and armor and how much you can withstand punishment.
Yep.
So if you get a hit towards your unit or against your unit, you use your grit to shrug off the hit.
Yep.
Then we have the fight value, and that's your close quarter combat ability, which sort of like reflects your natural reflexes and your skills with melee weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
then it's the limit,
which is the important one, really.
Yeah, that's like the stat to have. Well, okay. When you activate the unit, you can take a number of actions equal to your limit rating.
Mm-hmm.
So in Wyatt Earp's example here, he can do 3 things on his turn.
Yep.
Yeah?
That's pretty much it. Now, all of these numbers, they don't mean anything else. You have a dice. This is a D10 system.
Yeah.
The aim is always to roll 10 or more.
Yeah, and you add the dice to your stat.
Yep. Your stat can be increased or decreased with either fortune, specific actions, whether you are on top of terrain, etc., etc.
Yeah, but it can never be reduced to less than 1.
That's correct. And also you have on a D10 you will have a critical success, which will always count as a hit, even if you need more.
This is the Wild West thingy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also have a critical failure on a 1.
That's the Ace of Spades.
There you go. And if you roll either a critical hit or a failure, those dice can't be re-rolled by using fortune or actions or anything else, unless your character or the card says that you can.
Yeah.
It is lethal to roll that.
Yeah, it is.
All right, the fun stuff, weapons and stuff.
Yeah, weapons and stuff. You have a list of different weapons your character comes equipped with, and you can always replace, or not always, don't arrest me on that.
In some cases.
In most cases, I would say, you can replace or add to your starting weapons.
Yep. Wyatt cannot. He has plenty of weapons anyway, so he doesn't really need to.
Indeed.
Weapons have a name, they have a range, they have a piercing value, PRC, and they have a rate of attack.
Yeah. ROA.
Yep. In addition to special rules that are always there. If you look at his Magnum Peacemaker, he has Revolver Fan, Brutal, and Close Work. Now they will always be available. If he crits with his shot, the weapon will also gain the Shred special ability. Yeah. We're not going to go into the special abilities because there's a lot of them.
If you guys can zoom in on this, you see the same symbol next to Shred that is on the dice.
Yep.
And that's how you indicate what happens on a critical hit.
Yep. Now that's the front of the card.
Yes, sir.
Let's turn that to the back. Just want to say for those people who's played a War Machine, Hordes, oh, there's a glare there. War Machine Hordes, there's a lot of similarities between the card anatomy here and what you see in War Machine Hordes. There's a lot of special rules, potentially a lot of special rules for each model, but that also makes the game very unique. And it takes a little time to learn the rules, but once you get it, it's fairly easy.
And it makes every unit unique as well.
It does. Even the normal stuff is unique. Now for Wyatt, let's take a look at the top here. You have a 1X and small. That indicates what?
That indicates that his model is based on a small base and you have one of them.
And if we take a look at the dog, that is a 1 to 6, and they can only be on they are on a small base.
So if you have 2 dogs,
that's legal.
You can have that in the same unit in your posse.
Yep.
Because there's something that's called slots.
Yep.
And we'll get back to that later.
Yep.
But, yeah.
You have the common rules that White Earp has. You'll find a lot of these rules on most characters. There's also a quick reference sheet that lets you know what all of these things mean. The special rules are, there's a lot of variations depending on character. They give you bonuses for doing specific type of actions or bonuses to do specific types of things either with that character or other characters in your posse.
Indeed. And the thing I really like with this dual card system thingy is that you always have a quick reference sheet for your specific characters or your specific units in your posse.
True.
And you always have them at hand. So you don't need to like run through the book every time you're going to do something. You just flip the card over and oh yeah, it's that one.
True story. That was the card anatomy. Now we're just going to show you quickly the action point system and Guts and Glory cards, which will give you a little added bonus and victory points during the game.
So these are the action cards and the Guts and Glory cards.
That is correct.
Right. How do you use these?
You use them both to determine who has initiative in the turn, who starts to deploy, etc., etc. We'll get to that when we do a mock-up turn.
Yeah.
But basically, to determine initiative each turn, each player draws a card.
All right.
And they use this number in the top left corner for reference. My initiative is 34.
Yeah.
The other guy's initiative would be 30, which means that I would go first, because I have the highest initiative.
All right.
These cards also determine how many action points your character has. Now, as we saw, Mr. Earp has a limit of 3 actions. Okay.
All right. So if he draws a card with 4 action points, he can only do 3 actions.
He can still only do 3 actions, but they can in total cost up to 4 action points.
Aha.
So say he's standing still, he get the first shot for 1.
Yeah.
The second shot will cost 2.
Yeah.
And then he can do something with his last action point, like move or hunker down.
Yeah, something that only costs 1.
Yeah. So that determines how much you can get. And these range from 1 and up to 5 action points.
Nice.
This can also be boosted in various ways through the Guts and Glory cards.
All right.
Now, at the beginning of each turn, each player draws 3 of these.
Okay.
Some of them have like symbols that does specific things. They have, like this one has a Guts. That is something you play right away and gain the benefit there and then. This lets you say that, oh, you're about to activate, but I'll take the activation instead. So basically, you get to do stuff before the other guy.
Yeah. And can you choose if you want to do the glory part or the guts part?
You can choose to do either.
Okay.
You can't use both. Most common thing you will find on these cards is add an action points, so you can do more stuff.
All right.
The glory lets you get more victory points towards who wins.
Alright, so that's sort of a mini mission objective thingy?
It is, and you have...
Like this one that says, achieve the following during... Yeah.
Destroy a support unit in a strike action this turn and score 1 victory point when you do so.
Yeah.
Simple enough. So that's your action point cards and your Guts and Glory cards. We're also going to take a quick look at the conditions that you can get. You have 5 different types of conditions, which is disoriented, hazard, stunned, on the lookout, which is the green one, and hunker down. Now we're not going to go into what they do, but these are 5 conditions that you will often find either by doing voluntarily or being applied to your character / model by an effect of a gun or a strike by a different character.
Alright.
That's pretty much it for that. Let's take a look at a short mock-up round of gameplay.
Nice.
Mock-up round. Yes?
Yeah.
So we're going to have Jesse James versus Wyatt Earp in a mock-up round of Wild West Exodus.
Alright.
Now, what we are going to do is just show you how you do things during a turn. So we've both drawn 3 Guts and Glory cards. I got 3, you got 3. Now we're going to determine who has the initiative. So we're going to draw from this deck.
Yes, sir.
That's the 34 that we had last turn, and the 3.
30.
30. So that means that I go first with that's Jesse James over here. Okay, so I'm gonna be wanting to move up.
Alright, but then I'm gonna actually play a card right away. Because I have something with this exclamation mark, which I can do straight away.
Which is an interrupt.
Yeah.
That means
and it says, reveal this card and discard it to gain the following for this activation. Interrupt. I could have played, I'm just going to flip it over, the glory part, which is to destroy a face unit and shoot action to score a victory point.
Yep. Unless in this situation I don't have a face unit, I have a boss unit.
Indeed.
Because you have boss, you have hands, which is your normal minion, and you have a face, which is your second in command.
Yep.
But since you do that, I'm going to play mine.
What?
And I take the initiative back.
All right.
And you can actually go back and forth until you don't have any more. This is one of the more powerful cards.
Yeah.
Don't discard it if you get it.
All right. So we both played something to claim the initiative, so you took it back.
Yep. So I'm going to go with him. So I'm going to see how many actions I get.
All right. So then you draw an action card.
I get 3 actions.
All right. And what can you do with 3 actions?
You can move, you can shoot, you can hunker down, like get some cover, you can run, you can charge into combat, various amount of stuff.
Alright.
But what I want to do is, you're behind cover.
Yeah.
So I want to get some better positioning on you.
Okay.
So I'm going to be wanting to climb up this building.
Alright, and the rules for climbing are very simple. You use the base of the model as a measurement.
Yep.
And if the thingy you're wanting to climb is 2 small bases high, you need to roll a check. And if it's lower, you don't need to roll a check.
That's correct.
But we've pre-measured,
and it's just above, so I need to roll a check to get up there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be using Jesse's quickness.
Yes, sir.
Who has a quickness of 6 to climb up. But since it is as high as it is, I get a -1 to do so. So my quickness is effectively 5.
Alright, so you're gonna need to roll a 5 or more.
Yep.
On a 10-sided dice, because you always need a 10.
That's correct. Now that's a 3, so that's not gonna work.
Alright.
So I'm gonna spend a fortune, because he has 3. I'm gonna spend a fortune to re-roll that dice.
Then you have 2 fortune left.
That's right.
You re-roll it and you roll a 6.
Yep, so that's a total of 11. So he's gonna just move up 3 inches.
Alright, and what was his movement?
His quick is 6.
Yeah.
Quick is your movement.
Quick is your movement.
Then he moves another 2 to get roughly there.
Yeah.
Okay?
And now I'm outside of cover.
We're outside of cover, and I have the benefit of being in an elevated position with cover. If I want to shoot now, which I do, and which is going to be my second action, I will automatically get a condition that is called focused, because I'm elevated.
Yeah.
That means that I get +2 on my shooting roll.
Yeah, and you're going to get a gubbin.
I'm going to get
one of these eyes.
No, because that's on a lookout.
Oh, sorry.
No condition yet.
No condition yet.
But nice try. I will
almost though.
I will get that once I've finished shooting.
Okay. Too soon.
Too soon. I will check my range, which is just within 10.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna check his Hyper V pistols. It has a rate of attack of 2.
Yeah.
But he has a special rule that's called Revolver Fan, which I want to use.
Okay.
That lets me spend 1 action point to double my amount of shots, but get a -2 on my shooting.
Alright, so you're +2 for being elevated,
but a -2 for getting double number of shots.
Nice.
So I'm going to use my last action point to shoot 4 times instead.
Alright.
Okay. So I'm going to pick up these 4.
Yeah.
So my aim is 7.
That's good.
+2 for 9. -2 back down to 7.
Yeah.
I need a 3 on these dice.
3 or more.
Yep.
So that's 1 miss and 3 hits.
That is correct. Now, that's all I need to do, because White is now hit.
Yeah.
What we need to do now is roll grit checks.
Yeah.
This is when you need to really pay attention, because characters are, at least to my knowledge so far, the only models in the game with what we can call more than 1 wound, potentially. Yeah. We'll explain to you why.
I have a grit of 6.
Yep. I have a piercing of 3, so I remove 3 of your grit.
So my grit is reduced to 3.
That is correct. So you need to roll 7 or more on your dice.
Alright, and that's 1 dice for each hit, or 1 dice for because I'm hit?
Yeah, 1 dice for each hit.
Alright, so I'm just going to grab the 3 dice you rolled.
Yeah. What Martin can do is spend 1 fortune to hunker down.
Alright, and how does that affect me?
That gives you +1 grit.
Alright, then I'm going to do that, because I have 4 fortune, so now I'm down to 3, and you only have 2 left.
I only have 2 left. And that puts your grit back up to 4, so you need a 6. And let's see here, you should roll 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
To show people what we do. It's a 5.
It's a 5?
Okay, now this is where you need to pay attention. Because you fail, you can now choose to either use a fortune to reroll. You can use a rule that's called the quick and the dead. That means that you get to do a quick check to see if you just dodged a bullet instead. You can use that once per turn. Okay? Yeah. If all fails, a rule called metal, not metal, but metal, will come into play. And you disregard the first hit, but you become disoriented.
Alright. I'm going to try to just evade it.
Yep.
Using my quickness of... My quickness is 6.
Let's just see. So White
is
5.
My quickness is 5.
Yep. So you need a 5 on the dice. Nope.
That's not a 5 on the dice.
Do you want to spend a fortune to reroll it?
Then I can use my fortune, yeah. I'm going to do that.
Yay!
That's 5, so I dodged a bullet.
Dodged the first one.
Yeah, boy.
2 more to go.
Alright.
Bullet number 1 is dodged.
Still rolling my grit with a minus.
Yep, needing a 6 on the dice.
That's another 5.
Do you want to spend...
Can I still use my quickness? No, I can only use that once per round.
Do you want to spend a fortune to dodge that?
I'm gonna have to spend a fortune, man.
Bringing you down to 1. Nope.
Nope.
That brings in the metal check.
Alright, so now I'm become
disoriented. If you get hit again while disoriented, the disorient rule or the metal rule will not apply.
Okay.
It does not work if you're already disoriented or versus a weapon that has a piercing of 4 or more.
Okay.
Okay. So shoot characters with big guns and they just die. But you got 1 more chance to save yourself. You still need a 6 on the dice. You do have 1 fortune left to try to reroll a fail. That's a critical success.
Critical hit, baby.
And that's pretty much my turn. I've done all I can do. Except I will spend my last fortune to go on the lookout.
Yeah.
Which means that if you want to shoot me, I get to shoot you.
Nice.
Let's see how that works out.
Okay.
Alright. Payback time.
Yeah, baby. I'm gonna draw my action card to see how many actions I get during my turn.
Yes.
I get 2 actions.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to play another Guts of Glory card. Because I have this one that says reveal this card and discard it to gain the following for this activation plus 2 action points.
So total of 4.
Yeah.
But you are confused or disoriented.
Yeah.
That reduces your limit from 3 to 2. So you can actually only take 2 actions.
I can only take 2 actions.
But you can spend 4 action points if you wish.
Indeed I can. Because if you want to shoot more than once, you have to pay an additional action point for the second shot.
Yeah. And if you have chances to fire a third time, that still only costs 2.
Yeah. But I only want to shoot you twice.
Yep.
That's going to be my thingy.
Do you want to use... because you will be left on 1 action point.
Yeah.
You can use that to become focused, gaining a +2 on your shooting.
I'm gonna use that to become focused.
Okay. Go nuts.
How did I use the revolver fan thingy?
You have to pay 1 action to do it.
Oh no!
So you either have to get +2 or get -2 because you don't have any fortune left. And currently I am in an elevated, obscured position, so I get a cover bonus for that. So you don't really want to reduce your ability to shoot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot twice.
Shoot twice and get a +2 on the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 action point is spent on becoming focused.
Yes, sir.
Which means you get a +2 to your aim. My
Yes.
herb then has an aim of
9.
9. -1 for my obscured status.
Yeah.
So bringing you down to 8.
Okay.
But I'm also going to shoot at you because I'm on the lookout.
Yeah.
But let's do your shot.
All right.
See how that would have
I'm
worked.
gonna hit on a 2 or more.
Yes. That is a critical failure.
No.
So you cannot hit regardless.
Yeah.
I will fire back.
All right. Let's do this. A rate of fire of 2. Do you still get 2 shots?
No. I get 2 shots, but I don't have the benefit of the revolver fan because that's during my turn.
Oh yeah.
So let's see what we get. 2 shots. I have an aim of 7.
Yes, sir.
So I need a 3. Actually, I need a 1 because I get +2 for the elevated position.
All right. So you hit me twice again.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna have to roll my grit. Do I still get to fire the second shot?
Yes, you do.
All right. I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna do my grit.
You might get to fire your second shot. If you survive, you get to fire your second shot.
Okay, so I need to do my grit
because
first.
this happens during the first round of shooting.
All right.
So 1 at a time, because we're at a new round.
What was your penetration for your gun?
3.
Because my grit is 6.
So that brings, and you're hunkered down.
I'm hunkered down, so I need to roll a 4.
Let's see, just need to double check the hunkered down. Removed at the start of a unit's activation, so you're not hunkered down.
I'm not even hunkered down.
So
I need to roll a lot.
7. You need a 7 on the dice.
Woo! Let's do this. No!
Failure.
How does that work? I can't re-roll that dice, can I?
You can't re-roll it. If you hadn't had confused on you, you could have used metal. Because this is a new game turn.
Yeah, it is.
But you have confused and it goes away at the end of this round.
Yeah.
That means you get a second one and he is deceased.
He's dead, man?
He's a dead man walking. Unfortunately, you don't have the...
And that's how quickly you can die in the cold streets of the Wild West Exodus.
That is true.
Yeah.
That was a quick mock-up.
Yeah.
There's, of course, a rule book that comes with this.
Yes, sir.
I've been at it and put some of my post-its here to let me scroll through quickly. Now, the rule book is getting updated. Everyone here will be getting a new rule book, I know, for free. because they already bought into the game, and it's going to be complete. It's not a new rules. It's just the erratas and stuff that they missed will be put in. So awesome.
Some clarifications.
Yeah, some awesome customer service by Wayland Games to do so. Hope you guys will get into it. We're going to do a bat rep and a well, hopefully more games in the future.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Let's do the battle rep, man. No, you're playing Sven.
Yeah, but what do you think?
What I think?
Are you gonna get into it?
I'm gonna have to play it though.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
You need to buy a faction.
I've only done the mock-up, so I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah, you need Payback too.
Yeah.
So this was Martin.
And that was Damon.
That's Damon.
And we'll see you in the streets of the Wild West.
We will.